Very close-knit family.
I was building somebody else, and I'm very proud that I built somebody else, a man. Right? So,
you might never fail on the scale I did, but some failure in life is inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default.
So importantly right now, the experience must make it clear that the safety of women, minorities, and anyone who may be vulnerable is a right and not a privilege. A right that will be respected by a community that believes and supports survivors, and that recognizes that when one person's safety is violated, everyone feels their own safety is violated.
Why won't women and children enjoy a better society when there is so much to go around? When you educate a woman, you educate a child for a better society. All over the world, women and children suffer various societal ills such as rape, battery, lack of good education, access to proper health care. In Nigeria, women and children have suffered as victims of insurgency, hunger, and suffering. WCS seeks to discuss and address these issues and more. 12 to 1 p.m. on Mondays and 1 to 2 p.m. on Fridays. It's all about women, children, and society.
WCS, now airing on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of WCS, Women, Children and Society. Today we'll be looking at the safety of Nigerian children in schools, especially those in boarding houses. And this is because the incidence of kidnapping students from boarding houses and school assemblies is projected to rise in the near future, as the crime has proven to be very profitable for the criminals, with low risk of detection and punishment. The school environment in Nigeria today presents a tempting target for the bad people, as schools have a large pool of vulnerable individuals in one place, poorly defended. The bad people know that parents will readily pay ransom out of love for their kids, and so seizing a school student represents money in the bank for the profit kidnapper. It must be understood that kidnap is a business transaction as far as the bad guys are concerned. The decision rule is usually what action could yield higher income for them. And so school authorities and the government must combat kidnappers vigorously so that they will choose other targets. This is very interesting and very, very sad indeed for us, especially as about maybe about 100 of our children, school students in Dapchi Secondary School. As we speak, we can't really say where they are, because especially because of the conflicting news or stories that we're getting from Yobe State. Some say they have been found. Some say they haven't been found. Earlier, we had a statement that about 45 of those students were returned or were rescued by the military, and we're all very, very happy at the prompt response. But unfortunately, later on in that day, the governor Kedam was at the school, and then he also said something else that dampened spirits more, that the children were not kidnapped. By the way, the children were attacked. The school was attacked on Monday, and about over 100 of the students were declared missing. And unfortunately, this is coming at a time where we have not been able to rescue the Chibok girls that were taken. Over 200 of them were taken some years back, and as we speak, some of them haven't been rescued. And we have not forgotten that experience. The parents are there, and they have been heartbroken. A lot of them even lost their life, died as a result of the trauma that brought to them. And here we are today again, battling with another tons and tens of Nigerian students being taken away carelessly by this group of people. And we're wondering, how can we continue like this as a people? We had thought that after the Chibok experience, we would have put in some security programs or policies that would have ensured better security for our children, especially for those living in the schools. Okay, so this is what we'll be looking at today. It's very heartbreaking, but this is what we should be looking at today. How can we guarantee the safety of our children in schools? The school is supposed to be one of the safest places for our children, but we have also discovered that it's one of the soft targets for criminal-minded people, because the thing, apart from those who are the Boko Haram insurgency kidnapping them for whatever reasons they are doing that, we also have kidnappers at the other side who are kidnapping children and asking for ransom from the parents. It became a money thing. And we're wondering, as a people, as Nigerians, at what point did we get to that point that children have become victims in our own hands? Children that we're supposed to protect and ensure that they are okay. We are still the same people who are threatening their lives, who are killing them, and then it's unimaginable. You can't even imagine what this means to the direct parents and to us as a people. By the way, children have the right to life. Okay, and this program, we are more concerned about the rights of children and women. And so today, what is that right? The number one right of a child is right to life. And we all have a responsibility beyond the parents. Even government has a responsibility to ensure that the right to life of a child is guaranteed. And so how can we say we are guaranteeing and protecting the life to life of our children when we allow them to be taken away, to be murdered, to be raped, to be killed by some group of persons? That means we are violating that right. Children have the right to live. They have the right to develop, to be educated. And then when they go to school, to ensure that that right is given to them, and then some people also come and pick them from the schools and deny them that opportunity of education, deny them everything, even their lives, because a lot of them got killed in the process. So what should we do as a people? This should not be allowed to continue. Okay, the other time, 2 days, yesterday precisely, the Senate was saying, look, federal government, you don't need to treat this same issue like the Chibok girls. Okay, so what do you expect them to do right now? We're having conflicting information even from there, which actually was really shameful, because we didn't know who could come out and say, okay, about half of the children that were taken have been rescued, when that did not happen. Okay, and when we have government officers coming out to give us false information, I would have thought that at that point, the director of press and the governor and the people around him should have relocated to that school to ensure that, these children are returned back. And then you sit down in your office, and then you're just making phone calls, and then you're telling Nigerians that this is what has happened, even before you didn't even go there to confirm, even though he has apologized. All right, so the right to life, the right to education of our children is very key. And how do we ensure that our schools are safe for the children? What security programs are we putting in place? How is the school environment? Do we have the right measures in place to ensure that our children are safe? Or is it this situation that we have where even the schools are not even well fenced? I mean, even students jump over the fences of our schools, not to talk of people who are criminally minded, who are well grown and who are out to do evil. I mean, it doesn't take any of them to jump through the fence and come in and do anything. Do we have the right walls covering our children? Or do we just leave them? You go to some schools, the fences are broken down. Some don't even have fences at all. How have we been protecting our children in schools? Where they sleep, how is the dormitory, how is the hostel, how well protected and fortified are there? What kind of doors do we have? Is it too much because of the security challenges that we have and because of the target of our children in schools? Have we been able to come out and say, okay, this is how we would do? What of the doors? What of the windows? Are there, what is the quality? What's the situation? Do we have bulletproof doors? After we have them in our houses, protecting us and our children. Of course, some people will say, well, it's too expensive. How can you put bullet-proof doors and windows in schools? Of course, this country is rich enough. We are an oil nation. And so we just leave our children sleeping bare, like outside, waiting for anyone to come and pick them at any time. Don't we care more than that? What happens to the security surveillance, the technologies that's being used worldwide? Why can't we import some of these securities and ensure that we put a surveillance machine and cameras around the vicinities of our schools, so that when these people are coming from far, we'll detect and know that yes, intruders are coming, and then we'll prepare for them and we know how to protect our children. But what we have now is they're just there, and then anybody can just take on us and then whisk the children away. All right? How about putting panic alarms in the schools? Or even just common things like, ensure that the schools are well littered. When you go to our schools today, I mean, what happens? A lot of the schools are in total darkness. Of course, the light is always not there. And then how are we investing in the alternative lights for our schools to ensure that students don't stay in darkness? These are the issues we'll be looking at today. So you need to call me and let's talk about it. How can we put a permanent stop to this? How can we ensure that the school is safe for our children? And we can be home and close our eyes and know that yes, our children are safe wherever they are, because they can't be with us forever. And the school is supposed to be one of the safest places for them. So how can we ensure that the schools are fortified and the children are safe? We cannot afford to have our children being taken away all the time, especially because we don't have the might to recover these children. A lot of times we know that our military are doing enough. They're laying their lives. They're doing all they can to ensure that these things don't happen, to ensure that they react to these things. Even with them, some of them are even dying. I mean, they're dying even every day. So our men, our women are doing their best. They are challenged with lack of military wares. They don't have sometimes we hear they don't even have the firepower as against those that they are facing. Okay, so you can call me. Let's talk about this. The number is 081-8999-1011. How do we ensure that our children are safe in their schools? Where hoodlums will not break in and pick children from the assembly grounds, pick children when they're sleeping in their hostels, in their classes in the night. What should we do to put a permanent end to this? The number is 081-8999-1011. 1011. It's so sad that we found ourselves again in this same situation where we have not even been able to return home all the cheaper gas that were taken some years back. So how do we continue to combine these things? Who knows where next there will go if nothing is done to put a permanent end to this? Hello? 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 Hello, I can hear you. Okay, I wasn't hearing you, but you can call me back. The number is 081 8999 1011. Okay? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
My sister.
Thank you. Fine, thank you. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
I'm calling from Pape.
Okay, please, what's your name?
Ezra.
Ezra, please go ahead.
What I want to contribute is that only God can help us for this type of situation. Because along the line, we discover that they want to punish parents in the home who have trained their children to go to school and learn what to do in their future.
Yes.
And this situation is very, very terrible. The only thing we're asking God to help. Our governor have done their best, especially the soldiers. But those people are doing these things, they don't want to stop. Only God will stop them by themselves. That's my own contribution.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
And while we keep praying, we need to take some steps personally here on earth. Okay? What should we do as a people? Government has a great role to play in this, all right? Because they have the resources to provide I mean, it's a responsibility to safeguard the lives of all citizens. So when children are just being left and you know, left for anyone to take away just like that, then there's a failure, there's a deficit somewhere. So call me 081-8999-1011. Yes, we're praying God himself will stop this. But then what is our responsibility here on earth as a government? Because I know a lot of Nigerians don't even have the capacity and the power to send security to guard their children when they're in school. That happens only with people who have the money. How many Nigerians can do that? So it is now the safety of our children is left in the hands of government to take the right thing, to do the right thing, take the right steps to ensure that the children are safe. So call me 081 8999 1011. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Maraba, Nasarawa State.
Okay, please go ahead, sir.
Okay, the issue of the school children in the boarding house you are saying is very important. To come to think of it, these people that are guiding themselves with the security, one person to 2-3 policemen going around, their children are not in that school. Their children are not in that school, and they benefited from a free society. Now the society has turned to a different thing. Our children, our hearts is in our hand now. They are in the boarding house, and they are going around with security. If they are not going around, all those security are not to take care of the schools. And they have enjoyed free education and everything, free society. And they are the ones that are killing our children for their political reasons. They are the ones that are in politics, buying guns for people to go and kidnap and do everything. Some of us, we don't have money to even bail our children out if it happens. However, we are begging them. Let them deploy the police that they are going around with. They have filled their house with electric wires. the school is porous. Some of the schools our children are going have no even fence. And the teachers are staying in the front and the children are staying at the back. If something happens, it's only God. We are praying daily that our children should be safe. And that is what we are depending on. My name is David anyway.
Thank you, David.
Yes. So we will beg the elites. They are the ones going around with the police, and their children are in talking schools and all these things. But these are the ones that they say they are the leaders of tomorrow. And you are not giving them the tomorrow, the focus that the tomorrow is theirs. They are being kidnapped to the bush. You can even see the trauma, not to the parents. A little boy of 10 years, 15 years, you point gun at him. Yes. What will be the reasoning of that person as he's growing up? What will he look at the society?
And that's for those who even survive it.
To those who even survive it. For those who even survive, when we went to federal government colleges, the situation was not like this. We're free. But now, look at what is happening. In fact, since yesterday, since Monday that I heard of these children, I have not been able to sleep.
It's not only you, a lot of Nigerians.
In the school. I have my word in the school. And I don't know what could even happen. But it's only God. And as they have subjected us to pray, our churches are not doing enough. If not, we have to engage in prayer. God will help us. So let their children go to overseas. They have no other country. They will become slaves there, and they'll still come back to this country. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, David.
Yes. Okay.
It's so sad. Even the police the other time came out to say that it's only about 20% of the police officers that are really working to secure the lives and property of the generality of Nigerians. And they said that about 90% of them are being redeployed for personal securities for public office holders and other persons. If we have, by now, if we have identified the porousness and the problem of security in our schools, I thought by now we should have deployed more security officers all around the schools across boards. But what do we have today? We have just some few individuals who are by the gate, and the only thing they do is just to open the gate for people to come in and come out. All right, they don't even have anything to protect themselves, not to talk of protecting the children themselves. And then here we are with people who are loaded with machine guns and all kinds of guns. And then the best that the security man can do if he sees them coming is to take cover if he doesn't want to be killed. But if we have the right people at the vicinity of our schools, patrolling around our schools all the time there permanently, especially for now. These kidnappers also don't want to die. If they see that they will have their march and they may not survive it, a lot of them wouldn't come. But if they know that the door is open, the gate is open, they can just come in and take as many children as they want. Of course they'll be doing that. But when we have security officers who are well prepared and well equipped to tackle these ones one-on-one, enough of them, not just one or two, because these people come in troops. But no, that's not what we're doing. Chibok girls were kidnapped, and then after a while, everybody just relaxed, and then this time it's Dapchi girls. So people are overwhelmed. People are resorting to, okay, it's only God that can help us. Yes, God will help us, but we also have a role to play. What can we do as a government who has the primary responsibility of securing lives and property of the people? Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes,
my name is Felix.
Okay.
From Asobi.
Okay, Felix, go ahead.
In fact, what we have in this country, we don't have security. We don't have anything like security. Because now how somebody will stay in Abuja here telling people the whole world what is happening just over here. You cannot detect anything. We don't have security. We don't have anything like security, please. It's only God that we pray that God should help us in this country.
What do you think should be done apart from God? He's the ultimate, but what do you think government should do differently this time to ensure that the life of our children are safe in school? What should government do?
Go back. We should let the president think what he should do, because we don't have anything that is good. Like the governor of Yobe. What is he saying? He's saying nothing. The governor is talking. The state governor is saying different things. The federal governor is talking different things, and the army, they are talking different things. So we don't have anything to say rather than to pray to God to assist us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contribution. Okay. A lot of Nigerians are giving up. They said it's only God that can help them. That can help us as a nation. Yes, God will help us, but we also God has given us the responsibility to do the right things here, even here on earth. Hello. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, please go ahead. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling for Kubo.
Okay, your name?
My name is Sunday Audu.
Sunday Audu.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah. So, thank you for your contribution. So, all these our leaders, so they try to kill all our children, but God will take control about them. That's my own. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Okay, all right. So what should we do as a people? What security programs should we put in place to end this? Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, David calling back again from
David. All right, okay.
Yes, my suggestion is that let the police authority withdraw all the police attached to individuals. They are large enough that even if it is 5, 10 of them to be distributed into the boarding schools, into the boarding house schools. The elites are going about. Police escorting their wives to the market, police escorting their children to clubs. Is that what the duty of the police? It's not the duty of the police.
The police are taking their children to the salons,
to the playground, carrying back for this. For the Yobe State governor, is crying foul. When you have this thing, can't you arrange yourself internally and send people to school? You are waiting for the central government to start sending this thing. Nowadays, you can even arrange a vigilante, and they will take over the school. If the school were not porous and no security, the security at the gate, in fact, is waiting the vigilante. They are having one stick in their hand.
Yes,
once
just a stick.
They open the door, somebody with siren will go in with the police, and you are going to check your child that have no security, and you are going about with security, and you are stealing money for that child, stealing money to give for that child. The child have no security. What sense is that? My heart bleeds. I don't know the kind of country we belong. We say, may God help us, may God help us. It will reach a state that some of us are keeping hope on our children. We will start going to the school to keep vigil.
And when these people come, we can't even protect our children. What do we have to protect them?
Yes. They will be driving big. You build your house with all kind of gadgets. And where the child that you are stealing to build a house for is staying outside. Is there any sense in that? May God help us. Bye-bye.
Thank you, my brother. So
I'm your fan on this program. I would like to be hearing this and make my contribution.
Yes, the program comes every Mondays and Fridays, this same time, 1 to 2.
Every Monday and Friday, same time. Okay.
Yes, thank
I'll
you.
be with you.
All right,
thank
you. Okay, so that's it. Let's withdraw these excess security officers. You see one officer, one government officer, you have DSS following, you have DSS, you have mobile police, you have the other police, you have the army, you have all the security agents that are there represented, guiding one person. escorting their wives to the market, just like somebody just said, escorting their children here and there, even to clubs, even to play football, to cut their hair or make their hair in the salons. What are we talking about? Can we please redeploy these officers to our schools and not just redeploy them and allow them to go there barehanded, bare-chested? No. Let's train them on the right things to be done to prevent our children from being taken away. Let's give them the right firepower. That these people will know that, yes, these schools are secured. We cannot even pass to go and do anything that we are going to do. But here you have DSS, you have the police, you have the military, you have everybody. When some officers are passing, it's like a war situation. You have convoys of security following with sticks and all kinds of things, chasing people away from the roads just for one person to pass. Meanwhile, the majority of the people are just left out there. This is not the country that we're building. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Yes, thank you.
Thank God for your program. I thank God you will not walk in vain, Jesus' name.
Amen.
Honestly, this nation is in shame. It's in shame. It's in shame. I watched one program, the road safety program. I see all the uniform with the red neck, rain that. We believe in title. We don't believe in securing the nation. It's a shame. Big shame to this nation. And we are fed up. We are fed up. In international community, they are listening to you. They are listening to me. They are listening to all the media. Oh, for Christ's sake. Another 91 students again adopted in school. Is that not shame? To the military, to the police, to every security task is a shame to this nation. May God help Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so if we don't have experienced security consultants or security personnel in the country, I think the time has come for us to import them, because we cannot continue like this anymore. We need to design comprehensive and robust security programs that will achieve the desired purpose. Because for now, we're just, what we do is we're just there, reactionary. We just react when it happens. The other time, as soon as this happened, the president ordered that the military and all the security apparatus should go and take charge and take control of the school. After the children are gone, what happened before the children were taken? We had thought that after the Chibok experience, all the security apparatus that we were deploying to Dapchina would have been on ground in all these schools, even before now. But no, all we do is we just wait, and then when it happens, we now start redeploying troops of this, troops of that, to go and take over the place, and then we start harassing people moving around, and then meanwhile the culprits are gone with our children. We should be thinking is how to prevent these things. Okay? We also, one of the security programs that we also should be able to be training our children. Let's once in a while talk to them about security tips. What should you do when you're faced with this kind of problems? Okay, let's provide the right information to them about the risk of being kidnapped, about the current methods that are being used by kidnappers and ways to avoid them. Okay, what should we do if we are faced with this kind of situation? What can we do as a group, as children? What can we do to help ourselves? We should be coming up with programs to provide the right information about when an individual faces the threat of being kidnapped. All right? Let's give many of actions on what should be done when they are faced with threats. When we do some of these little things, some of these kidnap incidents could be avoided. And if there's an incident of mass kidnap, what should they do collectively to put up resistance? Of course, we know that these people come with all kinds of guns and all that. But we need to enlighten our children on some small tips that can help them and help some of them escape the hands of these people. We should tell them what happens if you are being faced with this threat in your dormitory. Should you shout? What should you do? Do we have I know that high-profile schools sometimes, appoint reputable, licensed private gas companies to protect their schools. But is that the same thing? Will not happen in most of the schools, especially the government schools. Let us hire, if we don't have enough in the government setups, agencies, let's also hire, private guard services. Let's put them at the entrances, at the exits, at the grounds, perimeters around the schools. I mean, all the schools. We can do it. We need to achieve proper manning of the school environment, where people will know, and even these kidnappers will see visible guard patrols. How about modern security surveillance equipment? We have stories, every day we have billions and billions stories, reports of billions and billions being chunked into security in the nation. But yet we don't have modern technology surveillances around our schools to make us, to enable us detect and know from far that yes, intruders are coming in, and then we'll prepare and know what to do. No, we don't have them. Instead, what we hear is how security monies, security votes are being put into personal pockets. Monies that are supposed to use to equip our military, all the security agencies and apparatus, find their ways into private pockets. And then the generality of the people are just there, at the mercy of anything. So call me, advise the government, advise us as a people, what should we do? 081-8999-1011. What should we be doing? Is it too much for us to have modern security surveillance equipment around all our schools, especially in these regions that are really, really troubled? Of course, there's no region that is not troubled now in Nigeria, but then in this far north, where some people are determined to ensure that children stop going to school, especially the female children. Can we have a 24-hour armed police protection? I mean, these ones that will look even more deadlier than those that are coming to kidnap, so that they'll know that, look, we cannot play. We have some deadly security guys around these schools, and we cannot pass through them alive. Even them don't want to die, these kidnappers. Can we have 24-hour armed police protection? So that the bad guys will know that, yes, if we try, we'll be engaged fire for fire. Not what we have today, where all we have is just someone standing by the gate just to open the door for people to come in. He doesn't even have a gun. You see him with a stick. And the main purpose is to ensure that students don't even come out from their schools, not to protect the children. Our fences are broken down. We don't have well-protected, well-built fences that we can say, yes, the children are secured inside. We have broken fences here and there. Some schools don't even have fences. They don't have walls. And even if they do have, there are walls that even the children themselves can climb, not to talk of, a professional evil man who is trained to do all the wrong things. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. Could you turn down the volume of the radio?
Afternoon.
Okay, afternoon. Go ahead, please.
Ice walk.
Fine, thank you.
Yes, you see, this issue of Boko Haram is almost a decade now. I still see that some schools in the northeast that don't have fence. That is to tell you that the government are not serious. And what the matter should be doing now, like the other small time they set a committee, say bring back our guests. Why not put a committee now to protect our guests? Eh? Because if these people are not being protected, because they are taking these guests today, doesn't mean tomorrow they are not going to take other guests.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have to come out now. I say protect our guests, protect our children. Let the people they tell the government like that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Our school compounds should have panic alarm systems that can be activated when the school is under attack. Alarm devices, right, properly designed and installed. Alarm equipment it's not too expensive for us. When we know that, yes, we have intruders, we put on this alarm, this panic alarm, and then everywhere is blowing, and these people know that, yes, even then they'll be confused. What about the doors that our children are sleeping in the dormitories, in the classrooms? Is it too much for us to have metal doors that are bullet sensitive? Yes, we can. I mean, look at how much we invest on protecting individuals. Invest in personal securities for our political office holders in the country. But when it comes to our children, it doesn't matter. How long can we continue like this? An attack on the Nigerian child, an attack on the Nigerian children, Nigerian students, is an attack on the future of this country. Because these children, these students are the one that will take over from us when we're no longer here. So if we allow a few individuals to destroy them, then they have succeeded in destroying our future. This country will not be manned only by those who have plenty of money that can send their children out of the country to school abroad. Majority of Nigerians can't even do that. So if we don't protect this ones here and we think that, okay, our children will come from somewhere and rule the country just like we did, you may be mistaken. So protection for our children in school has no alternative. And this is also happening because a group of persons think that education should not be the thing, especially for the girl child. You kidnap them and you're asking, what do you have to do in the school? You're not supposed to be in the school. You're supposed to be learning how to cook for the man. That is lame. And this has to stop. Government has to take the security of life of our children more and more seriously. It's not enough for the president to send ministers to places when it happens. We should be sending ministers to ensure that these things don't happen at all. No child should be picked from our schools anymore. And for those who have been picked, we have a responsibility as a government, as a people, to ensure that these children come back home. Thank you for listening. My name is Oikeke Igado Kure.